Imagine living in a world where some of the most baffling mysteries remain completely unsolved. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, or how many brilliant minds attempt to crack the code, these enigmas transcend borders, time, and logic, leaving us with more questions than answers, from chilling disappearances to perplexing historical riddles. These mysteries haunt the collective human imagination, reminding us that some secrets may never be fully revealed. In this video, we are going to dive into the top 10 unsolved mysteries, journey into the strange, and the unexplainable. Stay with us until the end, because you won't believe what made it to number 1. Let's begin our countdown with two of the most haunting mysteries of all time. Mystery number 10, the disappearance of the Sodder children. What makes this case so chilling are the strange events leading up to the fire. An unknown man had previously come to the house asking about their fuse boxes. Another man threatened the family over George's outspoken political views. And even stranger, shortly before the fire, the family received an odd phone call from a woman asking for someone they didn't know. One woman claimed she saw the children peering from a passing car while the fire raged. The back of the photo bore cryptic writing, deepening the family's suspicion that their children were still alive somewhere, perhaps coerced into new identities. Another witness reported seeing the children in a hotel accompanied by two unfamiliar adults shortly after the tragedy. Our journey begins on Christmas Eve, 1945, in the quiet town of Fayetteville, West Virginia. But 5 of their children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, vanished without a trace. The hikers' tent had been slashed open from the inside. Their bodies were found at varying distances from the tent, some partially dressed despite the freezing temperatures. Their final journal entries showed no signs of distress. The last photograph taken from one of the hiker-esque cameras shows an indistinct bright object in the night, sky-fueling speculation about possible UFO involvement. Even more bizarre, one woman was missing her tongue and eyes. Another hiker had sustained severe internal injuries akin to those found in car crashes, yet their bodies bore no external wounds. Others suggest that secret military tests involving parachute mines could explain the hikers' internal injuries. Despite decades of research, including forensic re-examinations and computer modeling, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains stubbornly resistant to conclusive explanation. The billboard they erected remained on display for decades, an enduring symbol of both their grief and their refusal to give up hope. The unanswered questions surrounding the Sodder children and the Dyatlov hikers continue to spark curiosity, debate, and fear. Could there be forces at work that we do not yet understand? Could these events hint at larger truths hidden beneath the surface of ordinary life? Their names are commemorated on monuments, and to this day, their story continues to captivate adventurers. Researchers and conspiracy theorists worldwide, to this day, the disappearance of the Sodder children remains one of the most heart-wrenching, unsolved family mysteries in American history. Stories like these captivate us because they defy resolution. They challenge our understanding of reality, of safety, and of the limits of human knowledge. Sometimes, it's the very absence of answers that keeps us coming back. A group of 9 experienced hiker students and graduates from the Euro Polytechnical Institute embarked on what should have been a challenging but routine expedition. They never returned. The tragedy that unfolded left not only a family devastated, but an entire nation perplexed. The Sodder family, George and Jenny, were raising 10 children in their home. A typical hardworking American family, living the post-war dream. Russian authorities reopened the case in 2019 and concluded that an avalanche was the likely cause. But many experts and families of the victims still believe the official explanation doesn't match the bizarre forensic evidence. But that dream would turn into a nightmare in the early hours of Christmas morning. A sudden fire broke out in their home. George and Jenny, along with 4 of their children, managed to escape the blaze. For years, they maintained that the children were kidnapped, possibly as part of an elaborate plot tied to George's political views or business disputes. They went so far as to erect a billboard on Route 16, pleading for information. To this day, no definitive answers have been found. The case remains one of America's most haunting family mysteries, shrouded in speculation, suspicion, and sorrow. Investigators found no remains in the ashes, not a single bone, not even a trace of burned flesh. The Sodders never accepted the official explanation that their children perished in the fire. What makes this case even more unsettling are the numerous reported sightings of the missing Sodder children over the years. The Sodder family received bizarre letters and postcards, including one photo decades later showing a young man resembling their missing son, Louis, now grown. The family's quest for answers was tireless. They hired private detectives, chased leads across states, and even dug up rumors of mafia involvement. It's mystery number 9. The Dyatlov Pass incident next. We moved to the snowy wilderness of the Ural Mountains in Russia, 1959. Weeks later, searchers found their campsite, and what they discovered has baffled the world ever since. Radioactive traces were detected on some of their clothes, and to this day, conspiracy theories abound. Secret Soviet military tests, missile strikes, UFOs, even Yeti attacks. Adding to the eerie nature of the Dyatlov Pass case is the discovery of the hikers' personal diaries and last photographs. Some theorists point to the possibility of infrasound, a low-frequency wind phenomenon known to cause panic, disorientation, and irrational behavior. The hikers, all young and in the prime of their lives, became posthumous legends in Russia. What ties these two cases together, despite being worlds apart in time, place, and circumstances? The profound impact they've had, not just on those directly involved, but on entire generations of people fascinated by the unknown. We are drawn to mysteries because they give us permission to wonder, to question, and to imagine possibilities beyond the mundane. One thing is certain. Both of these stories remind us that not every puzzle has a solution. Mystery number 8. The vanishing of Amelia Earhart. One of the most enduring unsolved mysteries in the world involves aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart. The first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, Earhart wasn't just a pilot, she was a trailblazer. It's a feminist icon and a symbol of the fearless pursuit of dreams. Yet despite countless expeditions, advanced sonar mapping, and oceanic searches spanning decades, no confirmed wreckage or remains of Earhart's plane have ever been recovered. Some researchers have suggested that Earhart and Noonan may have made an emergency landing on Gardner Island, now called Nicomaroro, where they survived as castaways before eventually perishing. She defied the gender expectations of her era, achieved the unthinkable, and inspired generations. Her story taps into something primal, the thrill of adventure, the terror of the unknown, and the tragic beauty of a journey left incomplete. On the morning of December 1st, 1948, the body of an unidentified man was discovered on Somerton Beach near Adelaide. The man was well-groomed, neatly dressed in a suit and polished shoes, but oddly, all the labels had been cut from his clothing. The case only deepened when a suitcase, believed to belong to the man, was found at the railway station, containing similarly unlabeled clothing and enigmatic items. A scorned lover? A man escaping some dark past? Recent advances in DNA technology led to the tentative identification of the man as Carl Webb, a Melbourne-born engineer and instrument maker. Amelia Earhart's disappearance symbolizes a life cut short in the pursuit of greatness. But because they touch something deeper, the fragility of human existence and the yearning to understand the inexplicable, we are drawn to the unresolved not just because we want answers, but because we fear the idea that some answers may simply not exist. Amelia Earhart's legacy has inspired millions to aim higher, to explore further, and to chase the impossible. Her disappearance serves as both a cautionary tale and a symbol of bravery that transcends time. They remind us that no matter how advanced our technology or how deep our investigations, the universe still holds secrets that refuse to yield. Who was he? Why did he choose that beach? What message was he trying to convey, if any? These are not just forensic puzzles. They're philosophical riddles about life, death, and meaning. She vanished into the unknown while chasing her dream, leaving behind a legacy of inspiration and a void of unanswered questions. And yet, as with many of the world's most compelling unsolved cases, the closer we think we are to the truth, the further it seems to slip from our grasp. The Somerton man's story, on the other hand, is a chilling portrait of anonymity, how a life can end in silence, leaving no clues, no identity, and no closure. Yet even with a name, the riddle of his death, his coded message, and the shud note remain unsolved. The coded message, composed of random letters, resisted all attempts at decryption, including efforts by top cryptographers. He carried no wallet, no identification, and no apparent reason for being there. Even today, expeditions continue to search for her final resting place, as the world remains captivated by the question, what really happened to Amelia Earhart? In a hidden pocket of his trousers, authorities discovered a tightly rolled piece of paper with the Persian phrase shud, meaning it is finished. This led investigators to a copy of a rare book of Persian poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, which they found a coded message and a telephone number that connected to a local nurse known only as Jestin. In 1937, during an ambitious attempt to circumnavigate the globe, Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the vast expanse of the Central Pacific Ocean near Howland Island. The Paris disappearance sparked an extensive search that remains one of the largest of its kind in history. The official theory suggests that their twin-engine Lockheed Electra ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. Theorists have also speculated that Earhart was captured by Japanese forces on the island of Saipan, with some claiming she was executed as a spy, while others believe she lived under a new identity. Skeptics point to radio distress calls reportedly received for days after her disappearance, some credible, some likely hoaxes. Over the years, bones discovered on Nicomaroro were lost, found again, and tested, leading to inconclusive results. Beyond the facts, what keeps this mystery alive is the resonance of Earhart's legend. Mystery number 7. The Somerton Man. Now, we turn to one of the strangest cases in the history of Australia, the Somerton Man. It's also known as the Shoed case. The autopsy revealed no clear cause of death. Some signs suggested poisoning, yet no toxins were found in his body. The nurse denied knowing the man, though some reports claim she seemed visibly shaken upon seeing his death mask. For decades, the Somerton Man has been the subject of speculation. Was he a Cold War spy? This mystery lingers not just because of its puzzle-like elements, but because it speaks to a profound human fear. The fear of dying alone, forgotten, and without explanation. What unites these two cases, despite unfolding in completely different eras, countenances their haunting sense of incompleteness. Both mysteries invite endless speculation, not because we are likely to find answers. These two cases also highlight how human curiosity is insatiable. Similarly, the Somerton Man remains etched in Australia's collective consciousness, not merely because he died under strange circumstances, but because his anonymity challenges our need for identity and recognition. Each time new evidence surfaces, whether a promising DNA result or a newly uncovered artifact, it reignites the spark of hope that the mystery might finally be solved. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain as they are, enigmatic, eternal, and endlessly captivating. Mystery number 6. The Voynich manuscript. Hidden deep within the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University lies one of the most perplexing books ever discovered. The Voynich manuscript, this centuries-old volume filled with an unknown script and strange illustrations of alien-looking plants, astronomical diagrams and nude, human figures in surreal settings. The script flows elegantly with consistent letter shapes and word patterns, giving every impression of a genuine language. Yet it matches nothing in any known linguistic tradition. The manuscript is divided into sections: botanical, astronomical, biological, pharmaceutical, but none of the imagery aligns with anything we recognize. Has resisted every attempt at interpretation since its discovery in 1912 by rare book dealer Astro de Voynich. The zodiac charts are bafflingly inaccurate. The human figures are shown interacting with peculiar tubes, strange pools of green liquid, and structures that seem almost alien. Codebreakers from World War II, the CIA, modern cryptographers, and AI algorithms have all attempted to unlock its secrets. Yet despite numerous scientific investigations, including studies by Los Alamos National Laboratory, the University of New Mexico, the sound seems to follow them wherever they go, even in isolated areas without any clear industrial source. Audio recordings and environmental monitoring equipment have failed to capture any unusual frequencies that match what the sufferers describe. And independent researchers, no physical cause for the sound has ever been identified. The phenomenon is especially puzzling because only about 2% to 5% of Taos residents can actually hear it. Every time new theories emerge, emerging from lost languages to medieval hoaxes, hope surges, only to be dashed by the stubborn silence of the pages. The manuscript comprises over 240 vellum pages written in a language or code that no one has ever successfully deciphered. Could future civilizations one day find our books, our data, our digital memories and fail to understand any of it? If something is real to some but invisible to others, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? Could reality be subjective, differing, not just by perspective, but by biological wiring? This question challenges science in profound ways, reminding us that not everything we experience can be neatly measured or explained. Could humanity itself be one forgotten translation away from oblivion? Others propose more psychological explanations, such as mass psychogenic illness or heightened auditory sensitivity. Still others hint at more sinister origins, clandestine military experiments, underground facilities, or even extraterrestrial activity. And in that uncertainty lies both terror and wonder. The unsettling possibility remains that even if we one day decipher the text, it may reveal nothing at all, or worse, something we wish we hadn't found. Some researchers have noted that electromagnetic fields or geological factors might play a role, while others insist it may be a new form of environmental pollution that science has yet to recognize. The plants depicted do not exist in the natural world. For skeptics, the hum is a fascinating case study in the power of perception. One is a silent enigma message, written in an unknown tongue, untouched by time. The other is a living phenomenon, invisible vibration that some can sense while others remain oblivious. Both evoke a sense of unease, the fear that the world is filled with riddles we are simply unequipped to solve. Regardless of where one stands, the Tao's hum challenges the boundary between science, psychology, and the unexplained. Some believe it's a medieval joke or artistic creation with no real meaning, while others insist it's a lost piece of ancient knowledge, perhaps tied to herbal medicine, alchemy, or even extraterrestrial origins. The Voynich manuscript is a haunting testament to the limits of human knowledge, reminding us that some puzzles may always remain out of reach. Mystery number 5. The mystery of the Tao's hum. From ancient paper to a modern enigma, we move to the deserts of Taos, New Mexico, where for decades, residents have reported hearing a mysterious low-frequency humming sound known as the Tao's hum that seemingly has no source. First widely reported in the early 1990s, the Tao's hum is described as a faint but persistent drone, like the sound of a distant diesel engine. For those who do hear the hum, it is more than an annoyance. Some report severe headaches, dizziness, insomnia, and psychological distress. Explanations for the hum range from the mundane to the bizarre. Some suggest low-frequency sound waves emitted by distant factories, electrical grids, or gas pipelines. Adding to the intrigue, similar hums have been reported around the world in the UK, Canada, and Australia, yet no universal explanation has emerged. For the hearers, as they are sometimes called, the experience is deeply real and often life-altering. Thematic reflection: what unites the Voynich manuscript and the Tao's is the way they push us to question the very nature of reality. The Voynich manuscript forces us to consider how fragile knowledge can be. The Tao's hum, on the other hand, reveals the limits of perception. These unsolved cases captivate us not just because they remain unanswered, but because they confront us with the uncomfortable truth that the universe may always hold secrets beyond our grasp. As we move into the next part of our countdown, prepare yourself. The mysteries will only grow darker, stranger, and more unsettling from here. Mystery number 4. The Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle has captured the imagination of the world for decades, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. This area of the Atlantic Ocean has been blamed for the unexplained disappearances of countless ships and aircraft over the years. The squadron became disoriented and lost contact with base. Radio transmissions from the flight captured the pilots' growing panic as their instruments failed. A rescue plane sent to search for them also vanished without a trace. No wreckage, no survivors, just silence. The sheer number of vanishings and the lack of definitive explanations has made it one of the most famous unsolved mysteries of all time. The legend truly began to take hold in 1945 with the disappearance of Flight 1905 U.S. Navy bombers on a routine training mission. Other strange disappearances followed. The USS Cyclops. A Navy cargo ship carrying more than 300 people vanished without sending a distress signal. 1948, an airliner carrying 31 people vanished mid-flight. His letters included cryptic symbols and puzzles that have baffled codebreakers for decades. Over the years, numerous suspects have been proposed, including individuals with military backgrounds, cryptographic skills, and even links to organized crime. DNA evidence has failed to produce a match, leaving the case frozen in time. The fact that the killer may have walked among ordinary people, hiding in plain sight, adds an unsettling layer to the mystery. One of his most famous ciphers remained unsolved until 2020, when a team of amateur cryptologists finally cracked it tonally to find more disturbing messages inside. Others blame compass malfunctions caused by magnetic anomalies. More speculative theories point to alien abductions, time warps, or even underwater portals to another dimension. In each case, no debris or survivors were ever found. He threatened to blow up school buses, demanded his writings be published, and reveled in his power over public fear. Even today, some of his ciphers remain unsolved, feeding endless theories about his identity and motives. The Zodiac Killer, a shadowy figure who terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. The Zodiac's reign of fear was not only due to the murders themselves. Despite decades of effort, his true identity remains one of the most chilling mysteries in American criminal history, but to the chilling letters he sent to newspapers, taunting police, and claiming responsibility for a string of brutal attacks. Theories range from plausible to paranormal. Some scientists suggest powerful storms, unpredictable currents, and underwater methane gas explosions could explain the sudden disappearances. Critics argue that the Bermuda Triangle doesn't actually have a higher rate of disappearances than any other busy ocean corridor. Still, the legend persists because in each case, something has been left behind. Families without closure, ships without wreckage, and stories without endings. The Bermuda Triangle remains a modern maritime mystery that challenges our understanding of both nature and human perception, leaving open the question, what really lies beneath those waters? Mystery number 3, the Zodiac Killer. Few unsolved cases have gripped the public imagination like that of at least 5 confirmed murders have been linked to the Zodiac. Though the killer claimed to have murdered as many as 37 people, despite composite sketches, witness descriptions, and extensive investigations, the identity of the Zodiac Killer has never been confirmed. The Zodiac's letters were more than just confessions. They were psychological weapons. What makes the Zodiac case so haunting is that it exposes the darkest corners of human nature, the capacity for evil without reason, for violence without empathy, and for manipulation without remorse. The Zodiac Killer's legacy continues to influence crime fiction, films, and true crime discussions around the world. Mystery number 2. The Dybbuk box, a small, unassuming wooden wine cabinet, became the center of one of the most disturbing modern urban legends. The Dybbuk box. In 2001, antique dealer Kevin Manis purchased the box at an estate sale in Portland, Oregon. Electrical appliances malfunctioned. Light bulbs exploded. The box itself contained disturbing objects, locks of hair, a wine cup, and a candlestick, items associated with ancient protective rituals. The seller, a Holocaust survivor, warned him never to open it. Manis ignored the warning, and what followed changed his life forever. Even seasoned skeptics, including museum curator Jason Haxton, who acquired the box later, reported alarming physical symptoms and paranormal disturbances. Almost immediately, he and those around him began experiencing terrifying events, vivid nightmares, unexplained illnesses, feelings of intense dread, and even the smell of strange odors like cat urine, with no identifiable source. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a malicious, disembodied spirit capable of possessing the living. According to legend, the box was created to trap such a spirit, sealing it inside. Despite countless follow-up searches over decades, the signal has never been detected again. The box changed hands multiple times. Each new owner reported terrifying misfortunes, ranging from sudden health problems to horrifying nightmares and terrifying shadowy visions. But none of these theories fully explain the uniqueness of the signal's frequency and strength. Was it a cosmic accident? Or was it something we simply don't yet have the tools to understand? Unable to destroy or discard it, the final owners sealed the box and hid it in a secret location, hoping to end the cycle of terror. Yet the eerie silence that followed the wow signal leaves us wondering if that fleeting 72-second blip was the closest humanity has ever come to contact with another civilization. Or do you have your own favorite mystery we haven't covered yet? Share your thoughts in the comments. From ancient texts and haunted relics to criminal masterminds and signals from the stars, mysteries surround us. Some will be solved one day. Others may remain unsolved forever. It stands as a beacon, perhaps literally reminding us that there is still so much we do and know about the universe we inhabit. To this day, the Dybbuk box remains one of the most chilling mysteries surrounding so-called cursed objects, serving as a dark reminder that some doors once opened cannot be closed. Despite this, the Dybbuk box's legend only grew, inspiring books, movies, and endless debate. Until then, stay curious and keep searching. Is it truly a haunted object? Or is it a masterpiece of suggestion and psychological manipulation? Even those who do and believe in the supernatural admit that the box's eerie consistency across owners is hard to ignore. The signal, which lasted for 72 seconds, came from deep space. From the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, it was so striking that Emmons circled the printed data and scribbled the word wow, giving the wow signal its iconic name. Mystery number 1. The wow signal. In 1977, at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope, astronomer Jerry R. Emmons stumbled upon something extraordinary: a narrowband radio signal, unlike anything recorded before. The signal matched the characteristics scientists believed an interstellar message from extraterrestrials might display. It was precise, strong, and appeared only once. Over time, many explanations have been offered. Reflections from Earth-based signals, military broadcasts, natural space phenomena, and even comet emissions. For scientists, the wow signal represents the single most promising clue in the search for intelligent life beyond Earth. It raises profound questions. Was it a message? The vastness of the universe suggests that intelligent life elsewhere is statistically probable. The wow signal continues to inspire curiosity, hope, and speculation. If you made it this far, you already know. The world is full of unanswered questions. Which of these mysteries stuck with you the most? And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next deep dive into the unexplained.